Welcome to It's Happening. My name is Jared, and today we have a very special guest who's going to come on and talk about government assistance, whether it has helped, whether it has hurt, whether it has given them a leg up, whether it's holding back. It's her story to tell. I'm going to bring her on right now and have her introduce herself, and we will go from there. I don't think I'm going to be pulling up any links as we go today. So let me do this first now before I bring her on to this. Don't forget, as always, this episode is brought to you by vandystreet.com. Check out this new design. You can go to vandystreet.com to get the sublimation ready. Ready. My brain today. To get the ones that are already ready to go, or if you want one personalized for you, you can send us a message, comment below, and we will talk with you and personalize it to the best of our ability. And I will bring on my mother now and have her introduce herself.
My name's Sharon. He introduced me as mother before, but now I'm Sharon. Go ahead.
Tell us about yourself, a little about yourself.
Well, I've been a paralegal since the early 70s. And as a matter of fact, I've done all kinds of things in between paralegal jobs, in between some moves that we had to make. And there's that equates to some of this story.
So the reason she's coming on today is to talk about whether or not the government assistance that she had to get on at the time has helped them at all. So has it benefited your life or hurt your life, or just you have the floor? Tell us.
I believe in a sense for a while, for a short while. And I think that's what originally it was cut out to be, but I can't be sure. But for a short while, it does benefit you if you are taking advantage of the fact that you have help while you're looking for other work, while you're looking for something else to do that you can make money and you don't have to worry about the government helping you. On the other side of that coin, if you get on it and you like sitting at home for whatever the reason, then you can just do that. But at one time, you could only get on it for like 3 months, I believe it was. And so you didn't have much time to look for a job, and you found one. That always works, I think, with everybody, because it's a good motivator knowing that at the end of 3 months, you're out, you're over.
So if I remember correctly, this was all started as a plan and a social program to help the poor community have a leg up and have a way to build towards a better future. Has that been the case for you?
That's a tough one to answer. No, I do not think it has built for, I don't really think that it has helped me with exactly like it was supposed to. Of course, I will have to say that the last time I got on it, because I had lost a job, it was during the layoffs. I can't remember the dates, but it was back when Obama was in office. And that's no slap to anybody's face. It was just as a matter of a timeline. It was difficult for me to get a job. We had moved to Austin, and Austin likes to hire different people versus they like to hire younger people for different reasons, and part of the part of the truth being they think because I had so much experience, they were going to have to pay me a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and so I followed their, they have a program and it's work to, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but they help you. And so I went to school to learn new computer programs so that possibly I could find new jobs. Um, I was almost through with that school and I had a heart attack. And so obviously, then that involved a whole lot of other programs. It was not just um, a food stamps or a SNAP card, as they call it now. There were many other things involved in all of that. And then from that point, yes, for those occasions, it did help because on my empty times before, when I couldn't find things, I do crafts. I do all kind of crafts. I love them. If I could do it to make enough to uh, keep us afloat, I would do it in a heartbeat.
So
Um,
you said something just now that brings up a question. And being on the insurance, has it made it easier to find doctors that would take that insurance? Is there long waits, or did it actually benefit you and get you into doctors easy, or did it make it harder? You understand what I'm asking?
no, the insurance got me into a doctor easier. However, at the time, and that was the time that it was first starting, there were a lot of doctors that were dropping out. So we had to dig a little deeper to find a doctor, especially since we were in a place where we weren't really acquainted with everybody coming from a smaller town. But yes, the insurance, as it turns out, I have had um, two heart surgeries. I've had two strokes. I've had carpal tunnel syndrome surgery on both of my hands. I've had one medical issue after another for a while now. And the insurance has helped because I would not be able to afford my insulin. Oh, I'm diabetic. That's another thing. I would not be able to even begin to afford my insulin, not even if I had a job. And so, yes, as far as that goes, but it's a insurance that is for elderly people. It's
Right.
not it's not for younger people that
Okay. So it's not like me getting on Obamacare or
no,
something like that. And
no.
so since that got brought up, I will say that I got accepted into Obamacare this year from the. I stated earlier in the video coming up to this about me hurting my back and it taken 3 years to get a response, and I got a negative response. And then somehow, some way, I got lucky, and they gave me the Obamacare. And it was a nightmare to find a doctor. No doctor wanted to take it. And then they wanted to send me to all kinds of doctors that had nothing to do with what I was trying to get fixed. And then from there, it only lasted 1 month before they took it away, and won't even really explain why they took it away from me. So her insurance that she's on now is a little bit different from what I was getting at. So yes, I can see how that does help more. But in my case, when I tried to get the government assistance, being my age, being a male, and being white at that, yes, that is a factor. It absolutely is because the Democrats have used it as their way to get away with everything. That's how they make everything about race or your sex identity, and then they benefit you more if you fit into a victim class.
Well, I think that my class is that I'm an older class.
Right.
It's not even a victim class, it's an older class. And like I said, I would not, some of my medicine is exceedingly expensive. I don't think I could afford it if I were working and on regular insurance. I don't think I could at all.
But okay, now that you bring that up, if you were working right now, how much could you be making before it affected you and they took your benefits away okay, so what I'm getting at, the way I think, this is how I believe the only way to make this program actually work would be to make it for people like you and I who are working and trying to get ahead and need a leg up. And let's say the person isn't working at the time, but they are looking. You give them so much, and then they land a part-time job. You give them a little bit more than the food benefit. You don't take away, you give them a little bit more. That gives them the opportunity to save money. Now, obviously, people, you can't force them to do anything, but this is in my mind, this is the only way the system would work, because then you're actually giving that person the leg up, and you're gearing it and motivating them to push to go further, if you understand what I mean. So
I think that
you level it out. Like, say they've got $400 a month in food stamps, and they go up a little bit in pay. You up the food stamps just a little bit to where it levels out. I don't know how to explain it right, to where the amount that you're giving them above is the amount that they could possibly save.
if they raise one, they lower another.
Right. But that's what I mean. The problem is it's designed to where if you're in my position and you have, say, a minimum wage job, and you get on food stamps, it's designed to force you to work less hours, not incentivize you to work more. And for a young person, that is very dangerous. And I will have another gentleman on hopefully soon to tell his story as well from a younger person's perspective who's had to deal with this. But my point being is it was always sold as a way to help the poor come into the middle class and to boost everybody up.
And it did. It did that at first when there was a time limit on it, because people knew there was a time limit. Now, if you're disabled, like I am, there is no time limit because I can't go back to work.
And that's understandable.
I have too many issues, so I can't. And I can't say that it makes me feel good. It doesn't. I would much prefer to be able to do it on my own. That's just me. It's just the way I am.
So at your age, let's say you were to start earning more money from home, online or whatever, it doesn't matter. You just start earning more money. Is there a possibility that your benefits start to go away?
Yes.
Even at your age?
Yes. Because
unbelievable.
You make a certain amount of money, and they do the same thing. They take, how do I say this? There's a limit on what you can make before they start taking it away, and it's not enough.
Right. It takes away the middle ground. It forces you to stop.
You're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Right. So let me ask you this. You know what? While we're talking, I'll go ahead and see if I can find and pull it up. A link to screen share. So I'll ask you a question, and then I'm going to look for a link, and we'll just kind of talk about it a little bit if I can find the right one. We've all seen what's happening at the Texas border. We all see that these people are getting bussed around to every state everywhere. They are getting room and board. They are getting health care that I can't get. They are getting food stamps that I can't get. They are getting job training that I can't get. And I am a citizen who lives here that's been paying into this system, who works 2 jobs, does 3 side projects online just to provide for my family, and we can barely make it. And these people are getting all the assistance they'll ever need. And there is no limitation, it seems like, on that. Tell me, how does that make you feel as a citizen who's lived here your whole life, paying into the system, knowing that they're going to give what they should be given to you to somebody who possibly came here illegally?
I have no answers for that. I truly do not, because I think it's okay? No, not the way it is. I think that you can't take care of people if you can't take care of yourself.
Right.
And I think that's the issue, that maybe we're at a place we can't even take care of ourselves, whether it's personal or, it's very difficult to do anymore. And it's affecting everybody, not just the poor, everybody.
Right.
And so I find it very difficult to understand why or how they are giving out all that we hear they're giving out. And I don't think there's an answer for us right now. I think we're just going to have to watch and see.
Right. So I found a couple links. Just give me just a second on that. So what would you say to somebody who's possibly a younger gentleman or female, and maybe they're struggling with something? Could be depression, anxiety, could be anything. What advice would you give to them if the government started saying, here, just take all of this? Do you understand what I'm saying? What would you tell this person about what they should?
Are they a younger person?
Yes.
And if they had anxiety, and
it doesn't matter what the reason is for their problem, but they're having problems and the government's wanting to give them all this assistance, but this person needs advice from you, what would you say?
I would say take it and get yourself help. Don't just take it. Don't just take the assistance and have a nice day watching TV or playing video games, but get yourself some help. If you need therapy, get therapy. And that's one thing that is a big thing. People do not recognize people with anxiety problems, panic problems, and those kinds of illnesses as true illnesses. And they do stop a lot of people from being able to work. They do. And they have good reason to, but you would have to understand how they work.
That it's a trap.
Yeah.
That it could be a trap.
Yeah.
You can play it right, but very few can play it right and land it to work. There are some victim classes that can make it work just fine. But let's just say you're not a part of that victim class and you're in America, but you're doing everything right, but you need a little help. It's so frustrating because they put us in a spot to where we can't do anything. And then people who just come across the border get put up in hotels or that are getting, you know what? Let's just pull up this link. The screen's going to change for a second. Hold on 1 second. And I'm going to screen share and we'll talk about this, what we see. This should help a little bit. All right. So this website is, can you see that, Mom?
Just a minute. Yes.
All right. I think she can see it. I guess she can. Okay. The website is ncsl.org. Federal benefit eligibility for unauthorized immigrants. Don't you like how they worded that? Emergency medical treatment under Medicaid if the individual otherwise meets the eligibility requirements and the medical condition is not related to an organ transplant. Immunizations for immuniz diseases. I swear, me and pronouncing some words. Testing for and treatments of symptoms of communicable diseases does not include assistance from Medicaid. Short-term, non-cash, and kind of emergency disaster relief. Okay, so this is just one website. Now let's stop this one, but let's look at this one because I want to show y'all. There's a lot of manipulation and lying going around. All right, so this is the New York Post. And the title is Biden's Welcome Program for Illegal Immigrants. And I'm going to scroll down and read from here. Let's see here. Biden isn't planning to deter it, only to accommodate it. There will be no punishment for sneaking into the country or what the White House prefers to call irregular migration. Migrants won't be detained in crowded facilities, sleeping under metallic sheets. The feds are phasing out these facilities. After crossing and being apprehended, migrants are fingerprinted and handed an order of release on personal recognizance, granting them legal right to travel within the United States so long as they report to ICE officer when they reach their destination. Then they're welcomed by Catholic charities or other nonprofits, which help with travel instructions. Some are taken directly to bus stations or airports, but many others are checked into hotels for 1 or 2 days or R&R before continuing to their destination of their choice. Call it the catch and concierge experience. Over the last year, Biden administration has contracted for hotel space in Scottsdale, Arizona, El Paso, Texas, and other sites to house migrants while they're provided COVID screening, medical care, hot meals, and a chance to shower and rest. What's next? Mints on the pillow? Hotels were used in the past, but only when detention facilities were full, not to replace them. The California Health Department is also renting hotels in San Diego, including a 4-point Sheraton and a Ramada Inn, where Catholic Charities and Jewish Family Service of San Diego provide migrants assistance. Don't think that because these charities are helping taxpayers off the hook. The federal government, Catholic Charities' largest source of funds, and Jewish Family Service gets its money largely from Catholic Charities. Illegal migration is funded and tangible maze that is invariable leads back to us U.S. taxpayers. That's who's paying for their smartphones and their tablets for the migrants. The latest perk, the White House spokesperson, Jen Psaki, claims this. So this is an older article, as you can tell. And this even proves this is an older article. It's 100,000% worse than when this article was written. So I should have found a newer article, but just from that older article. And as we know, Google is making it impossible for me to find the newer articles on there. I'm not saying that the United States shouldn't help people. We absolutely should help people, but like Sharon, my mother said earlier, if I can't feed my own family, how in the hell am I going to help my neighbor? Now, see, the government doesn't have to view it that way because they steal all of our money. It's no big deal. They'll print some more. They'll put us in debt and then tell us we can't get assistance while they're giving it to people who are openly breaking our laws. The number one problem here is they've already broken the damn law. We have a government, we have an administration as of right now who has proven exactly why the Constitution, and our Constitution also gives us the right to tell this government, we're not sending you any more tax money. You are openly breaking the law. We don't have to fund a tyrant government, is my point. The whole point is they're taking our money and benefiting these people that are coming across the border that we have no idea who they are. And even if you can fingerprint them, if they come from the Middle East, you're still not going to get anything. Maybe they're coming from Russia or somewhere else, and we have no way of knowing who these people actually are. We could be funding and helping terrorist organizations come into this country, helping set them up in hotels. We're feeding them, we're giving them health care, we're giving them all of this stuff. And I can't get assistance for my back in this country. How does that make you feel as my mother?
Well, it makes me angry that you're not getting the assistance you. Angry? Can you hear me now?
Talk.
It makes me angry.
Her sound is gone. We're having technical difficulties. Give me 1 second. Your mic. Unplug it from your phone and plug it. All right. So talk.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to have to end it. Sorry, guys. We will have another episode. We will have another episode very soon. I apologize for the technical difficulties. We are still a very small startup, and we will get there. But I will bring her back on, and she will be coming on to talk about other things as well. We will be bringing her on to talk about history. We will be bringing her on to talk about living during the Cold War and what she sees, how the parties have, what they've done over time, how they've changed, how they've swayed or not swayed. She will be a regular co-host with me to talk about things from a perspective, obviously because she's older and obviously because she's a woman. So, and we need to have those perspectives on here as well. We need to, the whole goal in my podcast is to try and find truth. Could I be wrong on some of this stuff? Could my perception of some of these things be wrong? Absolutely. And that is the goal here. And that's why I ask you guys to comment and talk back and forth with me. That's why I ask y'all to come on and have conversations with me on this show. We don't have to agree on everything, but we have got to find a way to find some common ground to keep this country before we lose it. And that is my biggest worry with the border. It's not, you can't have a country and just have a wide open border and play off of everybody's emotions. Eventually, the people coming across the border will overthrow your country. That's just how it works. That's history. I mean, all of history has shown this. Thank you, Sharon, for coming on. Again, we are sorry about the technical difficulties. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, share this with your friends and family. Follow us on our Rumble. I am going to be doing some giveaways for our new product line of CBD, CBG for different things for energy, focus. We have sleep. We have weight loss products. These products are great for people. We have a product called Ageless, I think it's called. I have to look at it again. Sorry, guys. But this product, they're amazing. I'll have the links to those below so you can check them out. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you again for coming on, Sharon. We will have you on again soon. We will have a better system next time. Thank you. You guys have a wonderful day.